the ground shake.
Hey guys, what's going on? My name is Tom Gummy. Today we are back once again for another Fortnite statue. Today, continuing with the series, we are doing the Power Chord Skin, which is of course the kind of rare skin that got re-released not too long ago, which isn't really rare anymore, which no one seems to really care about anymore. So probably a bad time to do this. I'm again a bit late to the party, but I've seen quite a few people asking for this skin and also the tomato head skin, so I'm of course going to get them out as soon as possible. This one today and the tomato head skin hopefully some point next week. So anyways, in terms of this tutorial, the design was brought to you by BorosBros, otherwise known as Boris, and again I'll leave his information down in the description. A really awesome job, and again helps me out a ton with all the designs on the server. Once again, if you do want to come and join the Minecraft server, that being tantonetwork.com, the IP address again is tantonetwork.com. It's a Minecraft PC 1.12 server, free to come and join us, and again that's Townie, Creative, and also Skyblock. So that's where all the builders that help me out play, that's where myself plays, and yeah, again if you want to join us, the information as well as a link to the Discord will be down in the description below. Again, I'm recording this at like 2 in the morning, so if I sound like I'm whispering or I sound like my voice is a bit weird, that is the reason why. But in terms of the actual video, let's get straight into it. So the blocks you're going to need are as following. You'll need black wool, black concrete, magenta wool, light grey wool, lime wool, purple terracotta, white terracotta, snow, blue concrete, red wool, white wool, stone, yellow terracotta, oak planks, spruce planks, block of quartz, stone brick stairs, stone slabs, nether brick slabs, and also quartz slabs. So again, I'll give you guys a second to grab them blocks into your inventory, then we'll get straight into building. So we're going to start off just like we usually do with the front side of the legs. So we're going to find a nice empty space, and of course the front side of the legs is going to be 12 tall and 8 wide. So we're going to start off with our first layer, again each layer being 8 blocks. The first layer is going to be 3 black wool, 2 black concrete, and 3 black wool. So once again that is the first layer. For the second and third layer, we're going to repeat the exact same pattern. So once again, that's 3 black wool, 2 black concrete, and 3 black wool. So that's the first, second, and third layers. Now, of course, after every single layer, I'm going to back up, give you guys a brief opportunity to pause if you feel you need to do so. Again, that's up to you. If you don't, feel free to just keep watching the video. For the next layer, we are going to do 8 magenta concrete. So again, that's layer number 4. For the next 2 layers, we're going to do 3 magenta wool, 2 magenta concrete, and 3 magenta wool. So again, that is your 5th and your 6th layers. For the 7th layer, we are going to do 2 magenta concrete, 1 wool, 2 concrete, 3 wool. The next layer is going to be 3 wool, 2 concrete, and 3 wool. On top of this, for the next layer, we are going to do 2 concrete, 1 black concrete, 2 magenta concrete, and 3 magenta wool. For our 10th layer, we're going to do 3 magenta wool, 2 concrete, and 3 wool. Second to last layer, the 11th layer, is going to be 1 black concrete, 2 wool, 2 concrete, and 3 wool. And then that brings us to our 12th and final layer, which is going to consist of 1 black wool, 1 black concrete, 4 magenta concrete, and 2 magenta wool. And as simple as that, that is the front side of the legs in their most basic form complete. So, again, if you want to pause, please feel free to do so. Once again, that is 12 tall and 8 wide. And now what we're going to start working on is adding the 3D effects to the front side. And in this case, there is 4 separate 3D effects. So again, 4 separate 3D effects. Pretty simple though. So starting off, we are going to come to the bottom layer of the legs, to the second and third block, and we're going to place 2 lime wool, leave a 2 block gap, and place 2 lime wool. Now again, when I say place, I mean place in front of, not into, not replacing, in front of. And on top of each one, we're going to place 2 stone slabs. So on the lower half of the second layer, we're going to place 2 stone slabs. We're also, then on the lower half of the third layer, going to do the exact same. So in line with that, and it ends up looking something like this. Again, that's just to kind of highlight some different colour on the shoes, make it look a bit more interesting, and also give the shoes a bit more shape. So, for the next part, we're going to go to the top left corner. using our black wool, we're going to go down to the 10th layer, we're going to place 3 black wool. Underneath this, on the 8th layer, we're also going to place 3 black wool. This is going to link around on the side of the leg, and it's going to kind of act like as a little strap going around that leg. On the right side, what we're going to do is grab ourselves our light grey wool. Once again, we're going to start in the top right corner, and we're going to go down to the 11th layer. From here, we're going to place 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 light grey wool, and we're going to repeat this on the 2 layers next to it. So again, we're going to place a 5 by 3 rectangle, essentially, out of light grey wool. What we're then going to do is in the top centre block, we're going to punch one out, place a stone slab, and we're also going to punch out add on 1 stone slab, 1 light grey wool, and 1 stone slab on the lower half of this area. So again, in total, it is 5 blocks tall, and then we've got this 1 extra layer at the bottom. Now, in terms of straps holding this knee pad on, what we're going to do is on the first layer of the light grey wool, we're going to go 1 to the left, and also 1 to the right using magenta concrete. We're also going to go up a layer, leave it, up a second layer, and once again repeat this, so 1 to the left and 1 to the right. For the next step, what we're going to do is in line with the magenta we've just placed either side, we're going to place a row of 3 magenta concrete. So again, that goes over the light grey wool and just gives it a bit more shape, and also kind of keeps the shin pad to the actual leg itself. So once you've done that, that is the front side of the legs complete. And again, if you want to pause, please feel free to do so. For the next step in the video, we're going to work on the upper body. Again, just like the legs, this is going to be a 12 by 8 rectangle. So we are going to start off with our first layer. We're going to place 2 black concrete, 4 purple terracotta, and 2 black concrete. So once again, this is the first layer or the 13th layer of the build. What we're then going to do is clear up our inventory a bit. We're going to grab some spruce planks, and what we're going to do is on the left side, we're going to go 1 to the left using spruce planks, and then 3 black wool. And on the right side, exact same. We're going to do 1 spruce plank and 3 black wool. Now, if I back up, it should look something like this. That's a 4 block extension to the left and a 4 block extension to the right. Now, essentially, what this is doing is marking out where the arms begin. And what this means is when we finish the body, we can come straight back to the arms and they're ready to go. We don't have to count, we don't have to figure out where it starts. It's all ready to go. So again, we're not going to worry about the arms for now. We'll come back to that later on in the video. For now, we're just going to worry about the body itself, and then, as I said, arms will be later on. So continuing now with the body, the second layer consists, and this is where we're going to need our snow. So you want the snow with the white terracotta. We're going to place 1 snow, 1 white terracotta, 1 snow, 2 white terracotta, snow, white terracotta, and snow. On top of this, for the third layer, we're going to alternate the pattern. So we do 1 white terracotta, snow, white, 2 snow, white, snow, white. For the third layer, we're going to place 1 snow, 1 white terracotta, 1 black concrete, 2 white terracotta, 1 snow, 1 white, and 1 black concrete. For the fourth layer now, we're going to do 2 black concrete, 1 black wool, 1 black concrete, 1 block of snow, 1 white terracotta, and 2 black concrete. On top of this, we are going to place 4 black wool, 2 black terracotta, 2 black wool. So again, that is your 6th layer. For the 7th layer now, we are going to place 8 black wool. On top of this, for the next layer, we're going to place 2 black wool, 2 black concrete. This is where we're going to need our light blue concrete. So we're going to place 2 light blue and 2 black wool. For the next layer, we're going to place 1 black wool, 3 black concrete, 2 light blue concrete, and 2 black wool. The 10th layer now, we are going to place 1 white wool. So again, 1 white wool, 2 black wool, 1 white wool, and 3 red wool. So again, a bit of a pain with the inventory. To cap it off, place 1 black wool. Whoops, if I can actually place black wool. There we go. So once again, that was your 10th layer. On top of this, for our 11th, second to last layer, we're going to place 1 black wool, 2 white wool, 1 black wool, 2 white wool, and 2 black wool. And then for the 12th and final layer, we're going to cap it off with 8 black wool. So with that said and done, that is the front side of the body, again in its basic form. In terms of 3D effects, it's a bit more simplistic. So we're going to grab ourselves some quartz slabs and our nether brick slabs. Starting off, we are going to come to this area of the black concrete. So this would be on the 8th and 9th layers. On the 3rd block, on this layer here, on the lower half of the quartz, or on the black concrete, we're going to place a quartz slab. From here, we're then going to go down diagonal. So on this 2nd block of black concrete, on the upper half, we're going to place a nether brick slab. And on the block above it, on the upper half, we place once again a nether brick slab. From this nether brick slab, we're going to go up diagonal, and you should be on the red wall right here. On this 1st block, we're going to place it on the lower half. 2nd block upper half, and 3rd block lower half, so it gives you a pattern that looks like that. Going back to the left side, on the 10th layer, 2nd and 3rd block should be these 2 black wool. On the upper half of each block, place 2 quartz slabs, and it ends up looking something like this. Once you've done that, that is the front side of the body complete. Again, that's a 12 by 8 rectangle, and if you want to pause, please feel free to do so. So, in terms of the next step, we're going to be working on the arms. As I mentioned before, this is a 12 by 4. However, we're going to start on the 13th layer of the build, as we've already marked out. If you haven't, go to the 13th layer of the build, aka the first layer of the body, and go 4 to the left and 4 to the right, in this case using 1 spruce and 3 black wool. Starting off on the left side, bear in mind the left side and the right side are different. The 2nd layer is going to be 2 black wool. Then we're going to need to grab our planks. 1 oak plank and 1 spruce plank. The next layer, we're going to need our yellow terracotta. So we place 1 black concrete, 1 yellow, 1 black concrete, and 1 yellow terracotta. On top of this, we are going to grab ourselves our stone and also our light grey wool. So the 4th layer is going to be 4 light grey wool, and the 5th layer is going to be 1 light grey, 2 stone, and 1 light grey. For the next step, we are going to want to grab ourselves our purple terracotta. So we're going to place 2 stone, 1 purple terracotta, and 1 stone. And on top of this, 2 stone, 1 magenta concrete, and 1 stone. For the next layer, which is, I believe, our 8th layer, we are going to place our white terracotta and our snow. So we're going to place 1 white terracotta, 1 snow, 1 white terracotta, 1 snow. Now what we're going to do is we're going to alternate this all the way to the top. So what I mean by alternate is if this here is white terracotta, we don't want to place another white terracotta. So we're going to place snow. You can see the next block will be white, snow, and then white. And again, we're going to alternate this. So the first block here is snow, which means the first block on the next layer is going to be white terracotta. So white, snow, white, snow. On top of this, again, alternating snow, white, white, and then the final layer is white, snow, white, snow. So again, that's 5 layers of that kind of checkerboard pattern, gives you a 12 by 4 rectangle, and ends up looking something like this. Now, in terms of the right side, once again, please do pause for this if you need to. The right side is slightly easier. So we're going to start off, once again, we need to grab ourselves our spruce planks, but we also need our yellow terracotta and our oak planks. First layer is 1 spruce, 3 black wool. Second layer is going to be 1 spruce, 1 oak, and 2 black wool. Third layer is going to be 1 yellow, 1 black concrete, 1 yellow, and 1 black concrete. Now, for the remaining 9 layers, we are going to do the crisscross pattern, starting off with snow, white, and we're going to do this all the way to the top. So again, I'm not going to go over it, but you want to make sure that the pattern alternates and that the colours never match. So you don't want it to be like this, where white terracotta meets white terracotta. You want to make sure that it follows this alternating pattern all the way to the top. And again, it's pretty self-explanatory. It will come to the exact same height as the other layers, so the other arm and also the body. Or alternatively, you could just count it and make sure it is indeed 12 blocks tall. But once you've done that, it should come out looking something like this. If it doesn't, once again, I'd advise strongly going back and seeing why it hasn't. But yeah, for now, this is what the statue should look like. It is 24 blocks tall, 8 sorry, 8, I was about to say 8 wide, it is 16 wide, but 8 wide if you're not including the arms. So that's, I guess, where I got that 8 wide from. So again, if you don't have something looking like this, then go back in the video. If you're still struggling, let me know in the comment section below and I can try and help you on a more personalised basis. With that said, whilst this is looking lovely, it's not a statue, and that's what we're going to work on now. So we're going to start off by coming around to the left side of the leg, and this is where we're going to start making this beautiful piece of pixel art into a fully functional 3D statue. So starting off, we're going to come to the bottom black wall. From here we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left, and the reason we're doing this is because the leg is going to be 12 by 4. However, this block here, this row, this is your 4th row. So 1, 2, 3 plus 1 equals 4. That gives you your 12 by 4. So, what we're going to be doing is placing 3 blocks per layer. So, second and third layer is going to be 3 black wool. Fourth layer is going to be 3 magenta. For the next few layers, we are going to do 1 magenta wool and 2 concrete. So, we're going to do that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 layers. So, that's 1 magenta wool, 2 magenta concrete, and again, that's for 5 layers. For the next layer, which is the 10th layer, we're going to do 3 wool, 11th layer, again, 3 wool, and then the 12th and final layer is going to be 2 magenta wool and 1 black wool. So again, if I back up, that's your 12 by 4, and in terms of 3D effects, very simple. Come to the 10th layer, we're going to place 4 black wool, and also the 8th layer, 4 black wool. If you do it correctly, it should meet at the corner with the straps on the front side of the leg. So again, if you haven't got it matching, that is what it should look like. Again, that is a 12 by 4, that's the left side of the leg from an angle. If you want to pause, please feel free to do so. Heading around to the right side, slightly easier. We're going to start off by going, again, 1, 2, 3 to the right, using black wool, and we're going to do that for the next 2 layers. For the 4th layer, we're going to place 3 magenta. On top of this, we're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, using 2 magenta concrete and 1 magenta wool, so exact same pattern as the other side. From this point, however, all the way to the top, we're just going to do 3 magenta wool, so that's 3 final layers, and again it should come out looking something like this. That's the basic shape. In terms of 3D effects on this side, we're going to go to where the existing magenta concrete is from the front side, and we're going to go 2 blocks to the right on each one. So again, we're not going all the way to the edge, it's just 2 blocks in, so in total it should be 3 blocks wide. So again, from a corner angle, this is what the right side looks like. This is more attaching the knee pad onto the knee, whereas that is kind of like a utility belt going around the leg. So again, right side of the leg complete. Now what we're going to do is start making some progress on the arms. So, we're going to come around to the rear side of the statue. First off, before we work on the arms, we need to build on the platforms that the arms are going to be standing. So from this, we're going to come to the bottom layer of the front side of the arms. And behind the black wool here, we're going to go 1, 2, 3 backwards using black wool all the way across. And then behind the spruce planks, we're of course going to go 3 blocks backwards using spruce planks. We do the exact same on the other side, and what this will give us is 2 4x4 platforms. So from below, it should look something like this. So again, that's a 4x4 square, and the reason that is important is because otherwise there's going to be holes in the bottom of the hands once you've filled in the sides and rear, and that's not ideal. So that's why we're doing that, but it also gives us a lovely platform to build from. So as you can see here, I'm on the left side of the left arm, and we already have our first layer complete, which is 3 black wool. Starting off with this arm, we are for the second layer going to place 3 black wool. Third layer, we're going to place 1 black concrete and 2 yellow terracotta. From here, we're going to grab ourselves our stone and our light grey wool. So for the 4th layer, we're going to place 3 light grey wool. 5th layer is going to be 1 light grey, 2 stone. 2 layers of stone, and then we're getting back into the 5 layers of the crisscross pattern. The way we're going to do this time, however, is the 2 blocks in the middle are going to be the same. So what I mean by this is for the first layer, we're going to do 1 white terracotta, 2 snow, and then it meets up with the white terracotta here. Now the reason we do this is because otherwise, if you do it 1 by 1 by 1, so if you do it looking like this, it's going to mess up on the rear side, and at some point there's not going to be a way you can make it so that it actually works and looks good. So the way we do this again is we have to kind of compromise. We're going to do 1 white terracotta, 2 snow. Next layer is going to be 1 snow, 2 white terracotta, and etc, etc. So again, layer after that, 1 white terracotta, 2 snow, 1 snow, 2 white, and then final layer, 1 white, 2 snow. So from a corner angle, it looks like this, and again, kind of continues the pattern going round. So again, that's a 12x4 rectangle, and for the other side, exact same applies, however, it's just more of the pattern. So the first 2 layers is of course black wool, third layer is 2 yellow terracotta, 1 black concrete, and then the remaining 9 layers is going to follow our pattern. So for the first layer, you can see here it's white terracotta, meaning it's going to be 2 snow, 1 white, and then of course we alternate this all the way to the top, and as you can see here, there's an easy way you can do it, so you just place the 1 block on the previous layer and the 2 blocks on the next, just saves you a bit of time alternating between the blocks. So that is your 12x4, from a side angle, looks like this. So if we back up now, the statue is starting to take shape pretty nicely. That's kind of before you come around to the rear side. So once you come around to the rear side, kind of kills that vibe a bit, but again, should be pretty easy to fill in. So starting off with the rear side of the legs, the rear side of the legs is going to be a 12x8 rectangle, just like the front side. However, as you can see here on the left side and the right side, a row is already complete. So what this means is we're essentially linking left side to right side, entail placing 6 blocks, because 6 plus the 2 rows already done is going to give us our 8 wide area. Now the other good news is the rear side of the legs in terms of 3D effects is very simple, so once we've got the basics done, shouldn't take too long. So starting off at the bottom, we are going to do 3 layers of 2 black wool, 2 black concrete and 2 black wool. Again, that's 3 layers of 2 black wool, 2 black concrete and 2 black wool. On top of this, we're going to place a row of 6 magenta. And on top of that, we are going to do all the way up to the top, so that will be for the next 8 layers, 2 magenta wool, 2 magenta concrete, and 2 magenta wool. So again, we do this all the way up until the top. So an easy way, if Xbox would let me fly, would just be to build all the way up to the top using the same colours in a row, rather than alternating for each layer. So again, you just build up 8 layers using your magenta wool, then another magenta wool, magenta concrete, concrete, wool, wool. You get the idea. And it ends up coming out looking something like this. For the top layer, the 12th layer, with this magenta concrete here, we're actually going to expand 1 to the left and 1 to the right, and it gives us kind of this eye-looking shape. And yeah, with that said, that is the rear side of the legs. In terms of 3D effect, similar to what we did on the side, on the right side, we're going to come to the 8th and 10th layers, and we're going to expand 1, 2, 3 to the left, 1, 2, 3 to the left, using this black wool in line with the side, and again it kind of wraps around the side and rear of the leg. So again, that's the rear side of the legs, 12x8 rectangle. If you want to pause, please do so. So for the rear side of the body, we're going to start off with our first layer, and that's going to consist of 8 black concrete. So again, that's 8 black concrete, and that's the first layer of the rear side of the body. Once we've done that, we're then going to go back into our pattern of using white terracotta and snow. So the second layer is going to consist of 1 snow, 1 white terracotta, 1 snow, 2 white terracotta, snow, white terracotta, and snow. On top of this, again, we alternate it, so white terracotta, 2 snow, white terracotta, snow, and white terracotta. For the next layer, which is the 4th layer, we are going to do 1 black concrete, 1 white terracotta, 1 snow, 2 white terracotta, 1 black concrete, 1 white terracotta, and 1 block of snow. For the next layer, we are going to do 2 black concrete, 1 white terracotta, 1 snow, 1 black concrete, 1 black wool, and 2 black concrete. On top of this, we are going to do 2 black wool, 2 black concrete, and 4 black wool. And from here, what we're going to do is build all the way up to the top. So as you can see, that's your 6th layer. We're going to do another 6 layers of 8 black wool. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and finally our 6th layer, and that will bring you all the way up to the top, and that will give you a 12x8. Now in terms of detail, we're going to come to the 11th layer on the left side and the right side, and we're going to replace a black wool on each side with black concrete. Underneath the black concrete, we're going to punch out 1, 2, 3, and we're going to place 1 black concrete, 1 white wool, and 1 white terracotta. To the right of this, we're going to punch out, so to the wool and the white terracotta, we're going to punch out 2 black concrete, and we're going to repeat this on the right side. So we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 1 black concrete, 1 white wool, and 1 white terracotta. To the left of it, we're going to punch out 2, replace it with black concrete, and in the end, it comes out looking something like this. Now, that is the rear side of the body done. There is no 3D effects for this part. So what we're going to do now is start making some progress on the rear side of each arm. Starting off with the rear side of the right arm, or in this case, the left side, we are going to place on the second layer. So we've already got the first layer done, 3 black wool, 1 spruce. Second layer is going to be 1 black wool. We're then going to grab ourselves our spruce and our oak. So we place 1 oak and 1 spruce. Third layer is going to be 1 black concrete, 1 yellow terracotta, 1 black concrete and 1 yellow terracotta. And from here on out we'll go back to our pattern using our snow and white terracotta. So starting off, of course, we've got here 1 white terracotta, so we go snow, white, snow. Next layer is going to be white, snow, white, and etc, etc. So you get the idea. Done it a million times before at this point, so you just go whoops. I say that as I completely mess it up. You do the simple pattern and just go layer to layer, fixing it like so, but don't, I guess, get too ahead of the game and do what I did there, which is place the 2 blocks right next to each other and not even notice. So that's what it looks like. That is a 12x4, and then heading over to the right side, we are going to start with the same roughly. So we're going to grab ourselves our spruce and oak. Second layer is going to be 1 spruce, 1 oak, 1 black wool. Third layer, of course, is going to be yellow, black concrete, yellow. For the third layer, or fourth layer, we're going to place 3 light grey wool. Next layer is going to be 1 light grey, 2 stone, and then 2 layers of 3 stone. For the next layer, we're going to do our snow and white terracotta pattern. So it starts off with 1 snow, white terracotta, snow, and again repeats the pattern all the way to the top, making sure that none of the blocks meet on the way. So yeah, once it's done that, that is 5 layers of the pattern, 7 layers of the remaining area, and that is your 12x4. So that's the rear side of the statue, complete. Again, looks something like this. The only final thing we need to add before we're ready to move on to the head is the shoulders. So we're going to head around to the front side, and we're going to start on the front left corner. So on the left side, we currently have 2 blocks of snow. Next to this, we're going to place 2 white terracotta, 2 snow, and 2 white terracotta, and it gives you a 4x4 shape that looks like this. On the right side, we're going to repeat this. So next to the snow, we place 2 white terracotta, 2 snow, 2 white terracotta, once again a 4x4 square. Now this area doesn't really matter because it's going to be covered by the head. I'm going to fill it in anyways using black wool, but again, it's not an obligation because it will be indeed covered up by the head. I'm just doing it purely for completion purposes. So with that said and done, that is the body of the statue complete, out the way, ready to move on from. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a little spin around as an opportunity for you guys, and this is really based on whether Xbox actually allows me to. There we go. Eventually got there. Thank you, Xbox, for being nice and slow as always. This is an opportunity for you guys to pause, catch up if you need, and again, if you don't, just skip forwards in the video. It's up to you. So this is just to make sure everyone's on the right path, everyone has the exact same thing going into the next stage, because of course if you build the next stage and realise you messed up, it's not too ideal. So what I'm going to do for this, I'm going to come to each part of the statue. For example, I'm at the front side of the legs. I'm going to list out the dimensions, that is 12 tall and 8 wide, and then I'll give you guys a brief opportunity to pause. Then I'm going to swiftly move along, as you saw there, to the next stage. So for example, this is the front side of the body, 12x8, and the front side of each arm, 12x4. Coming around to the next side, we have the left side of the leg, 12x4, left side of the underside of the hand, 4x4, and left side of the arm, 12x4. Coming around to the right side, we have the right side of the leg, that is again 12x4, underside of the right hand, 4x4, and then right side of the arm, 12x4. Coming around to the rear side with the rear side of the legs, that's 12x8, with the rear side of the body, 12x8, and the rear side of each arm, 12x4. And then, coming to the top side, with the top side of the shoulders, which is 16 wide and 4 blocks thick. And yeah, that pretty much wraps that up. So that is the body of the statue done. As I said, we're now ready to mark some progress on the head. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. So starting off, we are going to grab ourselves our white terracotta, come to the front side, aka the side with the light blue concrete, probably the biggest giveaway. We're going to come to the front left corner. We're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, and on the 5th block, place a white terracotta and bring it 2 blocks forwards. On the right side, do the exact same. It should be the black wall here. So place the block, bring it 2 forwards, and we're going to link it in between by placing 6 white terracotta for 2 different layers, and that gives you an 8x2 overhang. For the sides, we're going to expand it backwards, or should I say to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exact same on this side, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And just like the front side, link it in between by placing a 6x2 of white terracotta. And that's going to give you overall an 8x8 square. So you can see here, 8x2 overhang on the front side and the rear side. And we've got front side, left side, right side, and rear side. So a pretty good template for the head. Now we're going to start off building up the front side, then we'll get onto the other sides afterwards. So come round to the front side, the face. We've already got our first layer that is 8 white terracotta. Second layer is going to be 3 white terracotta, 2 magenta wool, and 3 white terracotta. And on top of this, for the third layer, we're going to place 8 white terracotta. For the next layer, we are going to grab ourselves our quartz. So we place 1 white terracotta, 1 quartz, 1 black concrete, 2 white terracotta, 1 black concrete, 1 quartz, and 1 white terracotta. On top of this, we are going to do a nice layer of 8 white terracotta. On top of that, we're going to grab ourselves our purple terracotta. We place 1 purple, 6 magenta wool, and 1 purple. And to cap it off, we do 2 layers of 8 magenta wool. So that's now an 8x8 square. So that's the basics of the front side of the face. In terms of the hairline at the top, we are going to come to the 6th layer. We're going to place, so we leave a 1 block gap, we place 2 magenta wool, 1 purple terracotta, 2 magenta wool, 1 purple terracotta, and leave a 1 block gap. Now above this, we're going to leave a 2 block gap. We're going to place 2 magenta, 1 purple, 1 magenta, and again a 2 block gap. So if I back up, it should now look something like this. A final detail we're going to add, using our nether brick slabs, underneath the 2nd block and the 3rd block of this layer here, so that would be your 5th layer, we're going to place 2 nether brick slabs. So this is on the upper half of the block. Leave a 2 block gap and place 2 more. And again, that kind of acts as like eyebrows. As you can see, just gives it a bit more colour on the front side. So that is the front side of the face. Once again, if you want to pause, feel free. And now what we're going to do is head round to the left side and start making some progress there. So, come around to the left side. Currently looks like this. First layer is already done, that's 8 white terracotta. Second layer is going to consist of 3 purple terracotta, and then 4 white terracotta. Third layer is going to be 3 magenta wool, 1 purple terracotta, and 3 white terracotta. The next layer, and the layers all the way up to the top at this point, is going to be 7 magenta wool. So again, that's 7 magenta wool, and that brings us all the way up until the 8th layer, and it will end up looking like this. Now, we're going to add some 3D effects in this case to make it look a bit more interesting. Starting off, we're going to come to the bottom right corner. We are going to go up diagonal to left and place a 2x2 of white terracotta. Either side of the white terracotta on the top and top left and top right corners, we're going to go 1 to the left, so here, and then also 1 to the right, which is this block, and we're going to place magenta wool. Above each magenta wool, we're going to place a row of 4. On top of that, we're going to place on the left side 1 purple terracotta, 2 magenta wool, leave a 1 block gap. On top of the 2 magenta wool, place 2 more magenta wool. Above the magenta wool on the left side, we're going to go up 1, 2, using black concrete, and that's going to link around to the top side of the head, so we don't need to worry about that for now. But at this point, this is what the left side of the head should look like. Again, 8x8 square, and that is the 3D effects. So what we're going to do at this point is go around to the right side and do something very similar. So, head round. First off, we are going to place 4 white terracotta, 3 purple terracotta. Second layer is going to be, third layer is going to be 3 white terracotta, 1 purple, and 3 magenta. The remaining 5 layers is going to be 7 magenta wool, just like the other side. Once we've done that, we can add the 3D effects, which again is pretty similar, few small differences. So, starting off, we're going to come to the bottom left corner. We go up diagonal and we place our 2x2 of white terracotta. This time, on the right side, we're going to place 1 magenta wool on both the bottom and upper layer, and we're also going to place 1 magenta wool above the 2 blocks. In between these 2 areas, we're going to place 1 purple terracotta. Above this, we're going to place a magenta wool, and we're going to go 1, 2, 3 to the left. Above the 2 middle ones, the 2nd and 3rd block, we're going to do 2 magenta wool, and above the right one, we're going to go up 1, 2 using black concrete. At this point it should look like this. Again, as I said before, it is slightly different to the other side, but overall, again, still very, very simple. If you've done it correctly, the black concrete on either side should match up correctly in terms of third block on each side. As you can see here, that is indeed the case. Before we get to the top side, however, we are going to come around to the rear side. Currently should look like this, and start linking it all together. First two layers, or first layer should I say, is already done. That's white terracotta. On top of that, the second and third layer is going to consist of 6 magenta wool. The next layer is going to be 1 purple, 1 magenta, 2 purple, magenta, and 1 purple. On top of this, we're going to do 2 magenta, 2 purple, and 2 magenta. The next 3 layers is going to be 6 magenta wool. That will bring you all the way up until the top. And at this point, the rear of the head should look like this. Looks a bit odd, but once we add the 3D effect, it will start to make a bit more sense. So, starting for the 3D effect, we're going to come to the bottom left corner. From here, we're going to place 1 magenta wool, leave a 2 block gap, place 1 magenta, 1 purple terracotta, 2 block gap, and 1 magenta wool. For the second layer, starting on the left side, we place 2 magenta, 3 purple, and 3 magenta. For the third layer, we're going to leave a 1 block gap. We're going to place 1 purple, 3 magenta, and 1 purple. Leave a 2 block gap, and that is the rear side of the head. So again, another 8x8 square, and if you want to pause, please feel free to do so. So that now brings us to the final side of the head, which is of course the top side. Start off by filling the whole area in using magenta wool. That will give you an 8x8 square of solid magenta wool, and then we're going to add the 3D effects, which in this case is the kind of spiky looking headband. So what we're going to do for this is we're going to grab ourselves our stone brick. We're also going to grab ourselves our stone brick stairs and our black concrete. Starting off, on the black concrete on either side, we're going to build up 1 using a stone brick. So on the left side and the right side, we place 1 stone brick. In between said stone bricks, we're going to place 8 black concrete, so that will essentially link left side to right side. And one thing we're also going to do is on the stone brick, we're going to place a stone brick stair upside down, going towards the left on the left side, and the right on the right side. So for backup, it should look like this. Now in terms of the spikes on the top, of course we can't center them properly because there's going to be 4 spikes and 8 blocks in total, means that you would have to do 2 and then a 2 block gap and 2. So the way we're going to do this is we're going to off center it 1 block to the right. So on top of this black concrete here, we're going to leave the first one. We're then going to place 1 stone brick, leave 1 block, stone brick, leave 1 block, stone brick, leave 1 block, and a stone brick. So you can see it is offset 1 block to the right, but overall it makes it look a lot better than if you tried to center it. The way you'd center it is do 1 block gap, 1 block, 2 block gap, and then you do it like that. So again, it looks a bit weird when you do it like that because there's a massive gap in the middle. I'll show you what it looks like out of interest. But above it, there is a stone brick stair on each one. So if you center it, it ends up looking something like this. Again, just looks too symmetrical. If you don't center it, which is what I recommend, so second and fourth block, you end up having something that looks like this. And again, it looks a bit more like a proper spiky looking headband. So with that said and done, that is the head complete. Most importantly, that is the statue complete. So again, what I'm going to do, whilst I kind of ramble for a little outro, is do a little spin around of the head. Again, if you had any issues with the body, probably recommend going back earlier into the video. But yeah, again, I really do hope you enjoyed. If you did, a like would be very much appreciated, and also a comment down below saying not only what you thought about the video, but also what you want to see on the channel in terms of ideas, concept series, you name it. Again, I'd love to hear from you guys about it. In terms of the channel, haven't really been uploading quite as much, purely because I have returned to university at the time you are watching this video, and also the channel views just like dropped through the floor, and it returned back to a point where YouTube can no longer be my part-time job. So at this stage, I'm currently doing other options, and again, that kind of takes time out of the YouTube stuff. So again, I apologize for that. Probably going to be seeing a lot less of me, but it's not going to be a complete disappearance. I'm not completely dipping the scene, but again, things might be a little less often. Again, I don't want to finish the video on the bad news, so it's kind of a bad way of putting it, but if you want to subscribe to see the lesser content, then feel free. Turn notifications on so that you actually get notified when I do upload, because the real gutter would be to not actually get notifications when I upload, even if it is rare. I don't know where I'm going with this. I'm going to wrap it up. Once again, really do hope you enjoyed. And again, if you want to check out the server, that is tantonetwork.com. IP is in the description. Big thanks to Boris or BorosBros for the design. It's a really good one. And yeah, apart from that, thank you very much for watching. Till next time, my name has been Tom Gummy, and goodbye. Eyes in the sky, gazing far into the night. I raise my hand to the fire, but it's no use, 'cause you can't stop it from shining through. It's true, baby, let the light shine through. If you believe it's true, baby, won't you let the light